Hello and welcome to Slowpoke Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League Wednesday League Challenge in the 908 HDi Group 1 Peugeot cars. This week we have gone to America, to Florida, to Daytona in particular, and the Daytona International Speedway, home of the famous Daytona 500 NASCAR race. However, we are going to be on the road course, so we do have some corners. We're not just going round and round in circles. Good track, 3.5 miles long, 12 turns. Relatively short course for these type of cars. So let's have a look, see how we get on. Pretty much a full grid. I think we're starting with 15 cars on the grid out of 16, which is a fantastic turnout. So we'll run down the grid order after qualifying. We've got Neil Farmack on pole position. We've got Wayne G in second, Woodrow third, fourth is Derview, fifth Unforgiven, 6 is Kenny D, 7 is Declan, 8 Viking Daddy, 9 Smoky Tom, 10 C Brown, 11 Slowpoke, 12 is Graham, 13 the Big Mac, 14 is C Broad, and 15 is Stealth. So as I say, just one shy of a full grid for tonight's race, which is a fantastic turnout. So we'll get this race started. It's scheduled for an hour. We may have to do a little bit of editing. All 3 tyre compounds to be used. So yeah, let's see how we get on. See if we can get this to work. Lights out and we are away. So Neil Farmack and Wayne G side by side as they enter turn 1, very tricky part of the course. You can see the tyres there on the corner, very easy to run into that. So as we go down the order, as everybody tries to settle down, everybody seems to have got through. Okay, oh no, let's have a look. The Big Mac at the back there, it looks like the Big Mac, no, he's just run off. He's just gone onto the grass. I thought he'd had a bit of a coming together there with C Brown, but no, that was unlucky. Big Mac just overshot the corner. It was unlucky. Oh, we've had somebody else has gone off there. Unforgiven. Well, it's all happening on the very first lap. Let's have a look what happened to Unforgiven. He's got Derview just behind him. Well, I don't know. Was that? I'm going to go back and have another look at that. So let's have a look from Woodrow's point of view. So Unforgiven in 4th. He's got Derview just behind him. I don't. No, he's. I think he's just. Well, I'm still not sure on that one. I'm still not sure on that one, but anyway, that's put Unforgiven all the way down to 15th. We've now got Big Mac in his sights, so let's go back up. Just have a quick look at the leaders. Neil Farmack and Woodrow, as per usual, racing ahead of everybody else. As we enter this bus stop, we shall call it, for the first time. as we all try and settle down. Smoky Tom in 5th, closely followed by Declan. There'll be a lot of slipstreaming going on today. Save on fuel if you can get in the slipstream. Let's have a look. I think a lot of the guys will be choosing the soft tyres. Well, I say that, we'll have a rundown in a minute. So Neil and Woodrow choosing to go with softs. Wayne G also on the softs. Derview, Declan. So the top 5 all on the softs for the first stint. Smoky Tom, Slowpoke on the hards. We've got Kenny in 8th, he's on the mediums. Graham's on the hards. C. Brown is also on the hards. Stealth, who we know doesn't like the hards from previous rounds. Viking Daddy down in 12th. I'm not sure what happened to Viking Daddy. I'm not going to go back, but Viking Daddy's dropped to 12th. He's on the mediums. Unforgiven on the softs, made his way up to 13th after that spin-off. Oh, then we've got a long way back to Broad. Let's just have a look and see if we can see what's happened to... No, it's too far back for Broad. And then the Big Mac, oh, he's got a 3-second penalty as well. Not a great start for the Big Mac to this race. That's he's got a lot of work to do now to catch up. He's on the softs as well, so he needs to make the most of them. So that's unlucky for the Big Mac, but going back up to our leaders, Neil and Woodrow, Wayne G, the top 3. Neil always looking very comfortable out in front. It's been a regular pattern this season that it's Neil and Woodrow fighting it out for 1 and 2. So let's go back, see if we can find anything. We've got Smoky Tom and Slowpoke 6th, 7th, Kenny in 8th. Kenny should have the advantage. I think Kenny's on the medium, so he should have an advantage over Slowpoke and Smoky, who are running the hard tyres for the first stint. Graham 9th, C. Brown trying to get in his slipstream. Now then, will Brown make a move? Ooh, that was a bit of a late dive to the inside there, but as we enter this bus stop chicane, C. Brown, oh, get on the grass, and bit of a door bashing session going on between Brown and Graham. Quite a little packed group of cars here. So Unforgiven in 12th, he's trying to find a way past Brown. Brown pulls into the pits early then. He's had enough of those hard tyres already. Unforgiven gets by Stealth into 11th. He's now having a look at Viking Daddy. Ooh, a bit of a kiss on the backside from Stealth on Unforgiven there. Let's just go on board with Stealth and see what he did there. Oh, yeah, just a little bit late on the brakes. No harm done. Everybody facing the right way though. As Unforgiven goes around the outside of Graham, he's now got the inside line and gets it done. Good move from Unforgiven, trying to fight his way back through the pack. after coming off at what, third corner. So that's dropped Graham down into 11th, stealth 12th. So let's just move up through the order and see what we can find. Gaps starting to appear now. So we've got these three, Smoky Tom, Slowpoke and Kenny, in one little group. As I said, Smoky Tom and Slowpoke choosing to go with the hard tyres, Kenny's on the mediums. You can see a little bit of wear starting to creep in. Nothing to get too concerned about just yet. Obviously those mediums are going to be a lot quicker. So I'm sure it won't be long before Kenny is taking that 7th spot away from Slowpoke and then focusing his attention on Smoky Tom. Let's just stick with Kenny for a minute. On that long sweeping right-hander, it's actually longer than it looks. You have to be very patient. Getting on the accelerator, a good exit here will get Kenny into the slipstream. Now I don't know whether he'll decide to make a move or just try and save a bit of fuel and sit behind Slowpoke, get a draft, get pulled along. Not really the best place to pull a move is the bus stop. Kenny not quite close enough yet, so let's just go up. So Declan, he's all on his own now. As I say, gaps starting to appear. Derview in 4th, chasing Wayne G. So you can see, right, Neil went a bit wide there, but a great shot. Good job it's in Florida, otherwise that cameraman would have been freezing his nuts off up there in that cradle or whatever he's in to get that shot. So these top 4 guys all on the same compound tyres, so no advantage to be had there. Neil just trying to stretch his legs, just trying to pull away from Woodrow. You can see the rear right tyre on Neil's car starting to wear. We're on lap 6 and Neil currently with the fastest lap of 1:33.7. Although Woodrow's not losing sight of him. Woodrow also has a 1:33.7. And we've got Whaley G and Derview, so they're the top 4. Declan looking comfortable in 5th. I'm sure he'll be pleased with this so far. He won't be complaining about 5th. Smoky Tom doing an excellent job to stay in 6th, especially on the hard tyres. I've said it before, Smoky Tom seems to do well, doesn't matter what tyre you put on that car. The hards don't seem to phase him at all. Always puts in a good shift, no matter what tyres he's got on. So Smoky in 6th, Slowpoke hanging on to 7th. Although he is coming under some pressure now from Kenny. I know Kenny will want to get by, make some use of those medium tyres, or the advantage that the medium tyres bring him. You can can see how it's good for the NASCAR racing with the banked corners. They obviously run the oval track. I don't think NASCAR actually turn corners, do they? I don't know. Oh, we've had a yellow flag, but can't see what for. Everybody's still going. Looks like we've got somebody else in the pits. No, it's Stealth. Stealth has pulled over. Oh, there's some mechanical issues from Stealth then. Let's have a look what's happened to Stealth. We don't know. We can't find him. There he is. So, is Stealth going to retire? He's pulled over onto the grass. He's out the way. There shouldn't be any need for a safety car. Well, that's unlucky Stealth. There's obviously some sort of mechanical problem there. He can't get the car started again. I think it's pretty safe to say that that's Stealth out of this race, which is very unlucky for Stealth. Looks like Woodrow's going to put a challenge in on Neil. Now going a little bit sideways there, Woodrow, as we came out of that turn. Try to get in that slipstream, just sit there, let Neil pull him along through the bus stop for the 8th time. Let's just have a look at the tyre. The tyres are pretty even, half a tank of fuel each, so we've got a good few laps to go yet. It may just be a case of Woodrow's just quite happy to just sit behind Neil. Might even save him a little bit of fuel. Let's just drop down. Got Derview now in 3rd. So Derview took that place away from Wayne. Let's see if we can find when that was. We're going to have to go back a long way. No, we're just going back too far. So Derview up into 3rd. Wayne G sitting in 4th, seems to be losing a bit of ground on Derview. Declan's still in 5th, as I say. He'll be really pleased with that, I'm sure. Oh, Declan, wow, no. I mentioned it at the start. The bloody tyres. Oh, Declan, I feel for you there, my friend. Straight into this invisible corner. Oh, that's allowed Smoky Tom to go through. Maybe possibly Kenny as well. Kenny's got by Slowpoke. Slowpoke's also got Unforgiven behind him. Slowpoke on the hards, Unforgiven on the softs. I was just going to say, in the twilight you can actually get a great shot of those brake discs glowing red hot. I think a colleague of mine mentioned they're a few £1,000 each, a set of brakes for these cars. So Unforgiven in 9th, trying to get in the slipstream of Slowpoke. He's definitely in there as they go through the bus stop. Unforgiven tucks right in behind, pulls to the outside. He's going to go the long way round. Go on board with Slowpoke. Let's have a look. Look how close the Unforgiven, basically pushing him along. Where is he? As they enter turn one, Unforgiven just has to slot behind. Into the tight right hander, be careful of the grass on the left. You can see Declan just ahead. Down through the gears. Try and get a good exit from this turn. Now this is the important one. If you can get a good exit from this one, get onto the straights, get your foot down. Oh, Unforgiven's making his move. Where's he gone? He's there, look. So Unforgiven makes the move on Slowpoke, although they are now side by side as they're entering the bus stop. Slowpoke just easing off there. Avoid the accident. He was never going to win that battle. With the tyres, Unforgiven got the advantage of the soft tyres. So a good move from Unforgiven. Let's have a look. Declan also on the softs. He's going to try and want to take that spot away from Smokey again. We got very close then. So Smokey Tom all over the back of Kenny. Declan all over the back of Smokey Tom. And you can just see Unforgiven and Slowpoke in the back there. Declan, oh, he had a look, didn't he? He's having another look on the inside. Has he got him? Oh, a bit of touching. Oh, and Smokey's gone off. Now then, let's just have another look at this. There was definitely contact there, and I think that's what put Smokey off. Nothing intentional. Declan is slowing down though. So Declan taking responsibility for that. He is slowed down. I think Smokey's told him, go on, go. He's got to clean them tyres. Oh, that was unlucky for Smokey Tom there. He was having such a great race as well. I think they've obviously had a chat between themselves, and Smokey's told Declan to go carry on. So Declan through to 8th, Smokey Tom 9th. Let's just go up through the pack. So Slowpoke just picked up a penalty in 7th. Unforgiven now moved up into 6th. So let's just see Slowpoke served this penalty. See, excuse me. Declan not close enough to capitalise on that penalty of Slowpoke's. Unforgiven now looking, maybe making a move on Kenny. Quick swig of juice there. So let's just have a look at our leaders. It's still Neil and Woodrow battling it out. Looks like a little bit of lag kicking in there for Neil. Nothing to worry about too much though. So these two opening up quite a gap now. Back to Derview in 3rd. in his Manchester United livery car. Wayne G in fourth, and you can see the gap behind Wayne G. That's a great shot there, just showing just how far back the next car is, the next car being Unforgiven. He has managed to get that place from Kenny. Let's just have a look and see where that was. So it was one of the bank turns. Not much Kenny could do about it. Unforgiven in the slipstream, quite a straightforward move. Unforgiven with the soft tyres, having the advantage. So he got the move done before they hit the bus stop. As I say, not much Kenny could do about that. So he'll just try and slot in behind Unforgiven. Although Unforgiven is going to have to come in pretty soon. The tyres are starting to look a bit worn now. Kenny's tyres do look a bit better. It may be more a fuel issue for Kenny than tyres. Slowpoke still in 7th. Not much of a gap then, back to Declan and Smoky Tom battling it out for 8th. So these two are going to have another go after their little coming together earlier. We will probably start to see some pit stops being made shortly. We're on lap 13, just looking at the fuel on Smoky Tom's car, just under a quarter. Graham 10th, he's followed by Seabroad 84. Then we've got C Brown, Viking Daddy down in 13th. Don't think he's enjoying this track too much. And then the Big Mac in 14th, doing his best to catch up. After coming off, I think it was the first lap, wasn't it? He came off. Always going to be an uphill battle when you get that far behind. So back up to our race leaders. Let's just have a look and see if we can see anybody coming in yet. So the first 4, still no change for the top 4. Unforgiven had a great race so far. Having came off and found himself right at the back on the very first lap, has done a great job of getting himself into 5th. Like I say, he is going to have to pit. The fuel light's flashing now. The rear right tyre's about gone. He'll be feeling that in the car. Kenny doing slightly better on the fuel, as is Declan, although his right tyre, I know the light's just come on, his rear tyre's about gone as well, so all the soft tyres starting to give up. Smoky Tom, plenty of life left in those tyres. On the hards, same for Graham. There's Slowpoke. Right, okay, so Slowpoke's made a pit. Now on the mediums, and a full tank of fuel. Viking Daddy's going to have to come in. You can see Derview's in. Let's have a look of our leaders. So Wayne G has not been in. Woodrow has been in, and he's back out again in 3rd. Derview coming out of the pits. He's now on the mediums. Declan's in the pits. So as I say, we'll start to see a lot of people diving in the pit lane now. Neil, I'm sure, will have to come in this lap, as will Wayne G, but Neil is so far in front. I think he's going to be in the pits and out again before anybody gets anywhere near him. He is just running away. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Neil pulls into the pits. Wayne surely is going to follow him. Woodrow's made his pit. I don't think he's going to get close enough. Let's just have a look. You can see Neil still in the pits, just waiting for that fuel to start going up. Well, it's going to be close. So there, the fuel's starting to go in as Woodrow approaches turn 1. And Neil comes out the pits just ahead of Woodrow. So we're back to where we were before. Wayne G. I think he's doing his usual tactics. He caught me out last week with this. He's come in, he's changed his tyres, he's got no fuel on board. I think he's just going to do the one lap on the hard tyres, get back into the pits, then refuel, change the tyres, and that should see him to the end of the race. Where are we now? We're just 25 minutes in. So Wayne's obviously done his testing. Good strategy, I think. Kenny needs to come in as well. He's got Derview all over the back of him, although Derview doesn't really need to fight it. As I say, Kenny will have to come into the pits, and Derview's just going to take that 4th position anyway, so it would just do Derview to just sit behind Kenny and get a free tow up to the pit lane entrance. Yeah, Kenny pulls in, Wayne G has pulled in. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a tyre change and a refuel. A few scrapes on that car where he's obviously hit the wall. You can see Kenny has actually run that tank dry. So back up to our leaders, Neil and Woodrow. Woodrow a lot closer now. Both on the medium tyres as well. So can Woodrow stick with Neil this time? He is in the slipstream. Must go on board with Neil. So this is where we can hit top speeds in these cars. You can see 185, 6, 7, nearly 190. Top it out 193. We'll just stay on board with Neil for a minute, just to see how it should be done. So that's Neil in first position, Woodrow just sitting behind him, then quite a gap back to Derview in third. Let's have a look, third. So somebody must have been lapped. I thought that was Wayne was right behind, but he's not, so somebody's been lapped. So Wayne G in fourth, Unforgiven in fifth. Now made his stop, he's on mediums. Kenny in sixth, switch to the hard tyres now, so he'll be finishing on the softs. Slowpoke in seventh, we've got Smoky Tom for company. Declan in ninth, then we've got quite a gap then back to Graham. Graham's got C Broad 84 just behind him. Broad on the soft tyres as well. Let's have a look what Graham's on. So Graham's on the soft, so that could be a good battle between those two. C Brown in 12th. Not that far behind is the Big Mac. And then Viking Daddy in 14th, as I say, really not enjoying this track. I think he's had an issue of, we've not seen it, but I think he's been picking up quite a lot of penalties as we've been going round. So as I say, really not getting to grips with this track at all. Very easy to pick up penalties in that bus stop. Just, let's see if we can find anybody that's battling away. Everybody's very spread out. So I think the nearest is Smoky Tom and Declan. So in the league standings, I've not got the figures in front. I did have a quick look earlier, and from what I remember, I think Neil is actually leading the League One. And Smoky Tom is leading League 2. I know for League 2 it is Smoky Tom in front, followed by myself, Slowpoke just behind, and then I believe Graham is sitting in third. I'll see if I can find it as we try and see what's going on. So what we got here, so I think it's these three battling. It's Slowpoke, Smoky and Declan. And I'm just gonna, you have to forgive me, I'm just gonna, here we go. So for League 1, Neil Farmack leads Woodrow. Derview's in third. Unforgiven is in fourth, Wayne G is fifth, Kenny is sixth, and then the guys that are missing, Grasshopper, Love Rocket Rods in seventh and eighth. So that's the League 1 standings. League 2 standings, it's Smoky Tom, followed by Slowpoke, Graham in third, C Brown fourth, Declan fifth, Stealth sixth, C Broad 7th, the Big Mac is in 8th, Viking Daddy's 9th, and then Dizzy Rip, who has unfortunately only taken part in one round, bringing up the rear. So that's the standings for the Wednesday night leagues. Excuse me. As I say at the beginning, this is round 7 of 8. It would have been the final round, however we've got to go back to Interlagos after everybody was kicked out of the lobby towards the end of the race. So next week will be the final round. We're at Interlagos in Brazil. I hope you can join us for that. But in the meantime, let's just have a look and see if we can find any battling going on. It's more tactics now. Everybody trying to run their own race now, concentrating on the fuel, concentrating on the tyres. Excuse me. No real battles taking place. Everybody's spread out. Neil just opening up a little bit of a gap to Woodrow. It's definitely a bigger gap than it was a few minutes ago. Just have a look. Yeah, there's a big gap then from Woodrow to Derview. So the front two are definitely going to be 1 and 2. Derview in third. Let's have a look. Wayne G is not that far behind Derview, so if Wayne G can catch up, there could be a bit of a fight go on there. Unforgiven in 5th. Not that far behind Wayne G. Then we've got quite a gap. Back to Kenny. Doing a good job on the hard tyres though. He's managing to hold on to 6. Got Slowpoke chasing down on the mediums. As we go through the bus stop, let's just see if we can see Kia. You can just see Kenny in front there, so not a lot in it, a couple of seconds. It's about the same distance from Slowpoke to Smoky Tom. Not quite in slipstream distance at the minute. Declan in 9th again, he's not that far behind Smoky Tom, so these 4 are about the closest, I think. Slowpoke catching up on Kenny on the hard tyres now. So all 3 of these drivers, so Kenny, Slowpoke and Smoky Tom, I think will all be going to the soft tyres for the last part of the race. And I'm sure there's going to be some pit stops made within the next sort of 5 minutes. So it's now a case of can Smoky catch Slowpoke and can Slowpoke catch Kenny? Let's have a look, see how far. He's not, no. There's probably not even a second between them. So Kenny into the pits. Slowpoke now moving up into 6th. Smoky Tom will go into 7th. Let's see how far down that will drop Kenny. Will Broad get past? He will. So Seabroad's gone by, Graham's gone by. Graham a lot closer to Seabroad now. Let's just stick with Graham. You can see Kenny and see Brown in the pits. Kenny should be coming out now, so rejointed. Oh, what's happened there? So that was who went off? Was it Graham or? Oh, it's well, let's have a look. It's, come on, get your camera sorted out. Right, so Seabroad then, as we approach this first right-hander after the pit lane. It is a tricky corner. Oh, and Seabroad's just got himself in a bit of a mess there. He's clipped Graham. Pushes Graham onto the grass, but Seabroad did the right thing, held back, let Graham have the place back. Unfortunately, Graham's going to have grass and all sorts on his tyres. It'll take him a couple of turns to get rid of them. Looked like Seabroad got a good exit from that turn. He's definitely in the slipstream. As he pulls to the outside. It's a drag race now down to the bus stop. Looks like Seabroad's just got his nose in front. He has. Good clean move. As I say, there's not a lot you can do to defend that. Slipstream really helping Seabroad there, and he's managing to pull away. So Graham now coming into the pits. Kenny on his final stint, he's onto the softs. Let's have a look where Kenny is. He's gone by Graham. Let's have a look. We'll see Brown get by. No fuel going in for Graham yet. This is so frustrating when you're sat in that pit lane. You can hear the cars rushing past. So Graham now taking on the fuel as C. Brown approaches the pit exit. You can see Graham's got out just in front of C. Brown. So Graham rejoins in 11th. We'll go back up through the pack. So Slowpoke still in 6th, although Smoky Tom is a lot closer to him now. Smoky's definitely going to be in the slipstream. Fast sector of the circuit. I think Smoky's going to make the move. No, Slowpoke's into the pits. So Smoky moves into 6th, Slowpoke into the pits. So let's have a look where Declan is. Declan's going to stay out. Oh, looked like he went a bit wide into that turn there, to slam the brakes on a bit harder. So Seabroad goes through. Kenny will go through. Slowpoke rejoins in 10th position then. Bit of a gap back to Graham, although he's got some catching up to do now. So Slowpoke on the softs, Kenny on the softs. And he's quite a way up the track. So the next one will be Smoky Tom. That's the target for Slowpoke. So will Smoky Tom be coming into the pits this time round? Currently on 6, under no pressure. But he's got to get in and get back out again before Slowpoke comes around past the pit exit. Let's have a look. Does he stay out? He is staying out. He's going to do one more lap. So back up to our leader. Neil Farmer led from the start. Wadrew's still with him though. Both on the medium tyres. Derview in third. So let's just have a look at the gap. Wow, that is they are so far in front. They are nearly half a circuit in front. So Derview and Wayne G third and fourth. We've had 43, nearly 44 minutes of this race gone. Unforgiven had a good race. As I say, it came off on about the third turn on the first lap. Has managed to make his way back into fifth position, so having a good race. Smokey Tom's still in sixth, so he's definitely going to have to pit this lap. So can Smokey Tom get in and out before the Slowpoke, who's running second just behind him in the lead table. So let's have a look then. So Slowpoke just passing the pit entrance. Smokey Tom still in the pit. Slowpoke approaches turn one. The fuel going into Smokey Tom's car. He's only decided to take on 70 litres and back out again, so it does look like Smokey Tom. He has. Smokey's gone out in eighth. He's got Slowpoke just behind him. So Smokey gambling on that quick stop, not taking on a full tank of fuel. They've got 15 minutes of this race left. So we've got the League Two, top two guys battling it out. And then we've got the League One guys battling it out as well. The top two of the League One guys battling it out as well. So let's just go back up to Neil and Wadrew. I think Wadrew's closed that gap again. Let's have a look. So Wadrew now with the fastest lap of 1:33. Obviously changing to the medium tyres. The pace has dropped a little bit. Neil's last lap was a 1:35. Wadrew's last lap was a 1:34. So the gap definitely closing up. If you look at the map at the top right, you'll see the little red arrow. That's Wadrew, and then when we go on to who's in third, you can see how far behind it is, and it's Wayne G. So Wayne G has taken that spot away from Derview. Let's just drop back and see if we can see when that was. So Derview currently sitting in third there, Wayne G just behind him. Oh, Derview made a bit of a mistake there, got his tyres on the grass, and that's opened the door for Wayne G to step through, and he does. That was unlucky. Derview under pressure from Wayne. I think Wayne will get another couple of laps out of that tank though, so he was always going to take that third spot away from Derview. Derview's going to have to come into pit now. You can see the fuel light flashing. So I suppose now let's have a look where is Wadrew's in the pits as well. So Neil doing slightly better on fuel. Neil's decided to stay out. Wadrew has come into the pits now, so I don't think Wayne G's going to get close enough Although I say that every time and something happens. So let's have a look. The fuel starts going into Wadrew's car. How much is he going to put in? 62 litres as Wayne G approaches turn 1. I think Wadrew's going to stay out in second. He is. So Wadrew's made his final stop. He's on the hard tyres and back out in second. Neil Farmack way out in front. He's going to have to come in on this lap. So while Derview's in the pits, Unforgiven has nicked that spot from him, although this is going to be his final lap before having to pit for the last time. And Unforgiven, I believe, he's going to have to go onto the hard tyres as well. Derview also on the hard tyres. Declan in the pits. Smoky Tom will definitely take that 7th spot away from Declan. I think Slowpoke may even go through as well. We'll come back to that in a minute as Neil enters the pits. Wadrew got some ground to make up. Still no fuel for Neil. I'm just looking at that top left hand corner. I'm just waiting for the fuel to start going in as Wadrew takes turn 1. Is that somebody gone off? It looks like Neil's come out. He has. So Neil's come out just ahead of Wadrew, and Graham, one of the back markers, is there. So Wadrew's got to try and get past Graham. Now then, Unforgiven into the pits. Can Derview take that 5th spot back from him? It's selling him 4th, but he's got to get past the pit exit first. As he takes turn 1 around the little chicaney bit, past the pit exit he has. So Derview moves back up into 4th. Unforgiven still in the pit, so it's now a battle with Kenny. So Unforgiven does rejoin in 5th. So after a flurry of pit stops, everybody's settled down. We'll go back down the order then. Neil Farmack resumes his position out in front. We've got Wadrew just behind him. Wayne G's picked up a penalty. Oh, he's got a half-second penalty, and he's going to have to come in the pits, although he's got nobody around him, so that half-second's not really going to affect him. Where is Derview? So Wayne G's going to have to come into the pits. Derview just going through the bus stop. No, Wayne has decided he's going to stay out for at least one more lap. He does like to push things to the limits, doesn't he? You can see the fuel light flashing, but Wayne knows how much fuel he's got in that car, whether he'll get round or not. I'm sure he's worked it all out. Derview in 4th. He's got no worries about fuel or tyres. On the hard tyres though, brand new set. Unforgiven also on the hard tyres. Kenny on the soft, so he will definitely be chasing Unforgiven down. Smoky Tom still in 7th. Got Slowpoke in 8th. Seabroad 9th. Declan 10th. And we've got C Brown. Bit of a gap then back to Graham. Even bigger gap to the Big Mac, and then Viking Daddy, who I say has not enjoyed this race at all. Could that be another penalty there? I seem to cross that line. Yeah, I thought it was. What's happened? He's come out of that line and he's just staying on the inside. You've got to get onto the track, unfortunately, Joe. And that's why you're picking that penalty up. So let's go back up to the top. Wayne G has come into the pit. So where is Derview? Don't think Derview's going to be... I keep saying this every time, I know, but it depends how much fuel Wayne G is going to take on board. Well, the fuel's not even started there. Just going in now as Derview approaches turn 1. Wayne G has only put 39 litres in, so Wayne G will rejoin. There he is. Wayne G back into 3rd position then. Derview 4th. Unforgiven's come back into the pits. He's had enough of those hard tyres. That though will allow, well, it's allowed Kenny through. Smoky Tom through turn 1 into the chicane bit. So Smoky Tom will take 6. Can Slowpoke get ahead of Unforgiven as well? Yes, he can, just. So Unforgiven now slots into 8th position. He's gone from 5th to 8th because of that extra stop. Just didn't like the hard tyres. Decided to get rid of them, but it has cost him. He's now dropped down into 8th. Broad moved up into 9th. And we've got Declan, C. Brown, Graham, the Big Mac, and then Viking Daddy. So let's go back up to Neil and Wadru. Wadru a lot closer to Neil. Both on the hard tyres. We've got about, just coming up to 6 minutes of this race left. So this could be a battle to the end for these two. Now then, is Wadru in the slipstream. Don't think he's going to get close enough, not this time anyway. So let's just go down the order. Wayne G all on his own in 3rd. Derview in 4th. Another big gap then back to Kenny. Kenny got his tactics right tonight. Made his way into 5th. He's had a good race. Smoky Tom in 6th. Another good race for Smoky Tom. Then not too far behind is Slowpoke. Currently sitting in 7th. He's got Unforgiven just behind him in 8th. Oh, and Unforgiven's picked up a penalty. I thought he was getting closer to Slowpoke, but that penalty's going to just drop him back a little bit. Yeah, you can see the gap between Slowpoke and Unforgiven there. Smoky Tom just coming up to the back of Viking Daddy, so he'll be looking to overtake him as quick as possible. So back up to our leaders. Oh, thought somebody had got a penalty there. It may have been Woodrow just picking up a half-second penalty. He's still there though with Neil. We've got about 3.5 minutes, so it's a big ask for Woodrow to take that first spot away from Neil. I think Neil's pretty much got it wrapped up unless he makes a mistake. We'll just drop down the order. Wayne G still in third, Derview in fourth. There doesn't look like there's going to be any change there, as I say, all bar a big mistake. Kenny in fifth, Smokey still in sixth. Nice gap. Back to Slowpoke in seventh. Unforgiving in eighth, so this could well be the finishing order. Everybody else pretty spread out. Yeah. Viking Daddy getting the blue flags waved as he's got Smoky Tom behind him. Let's hope he has a better race next week at Interlagos. So just 2 minutes. 2 minutes of this race left. That's all that Neil's got to hold on for. Wadru does seem to be dropping off the pace a little bit. So Neil's last lap was a 1:35, yeah, Wadru 1:37, so he is dropping back a little bit. He may have just resigned himself to second position. Wayne G, bit of a lonely finish to his race. I'm sure he won't mind. Same with Derview, on his own a little bit there. As we approach the final minute of this race. Oops. So Neil led from the start. Hasn't made any mistakes, got his tactics right. Managed his fuel, managed his tyres. So this should be the last lap now for these guys. Let's just have a look to see who will be finishing first. That's Wayne G. He's either going to have to finish or he's got one more lap to go and his fuel light's flashing. Will it be Derview? Yeah, Derview takes it home in fourth. Good race for Derview. Kenny, excellent race for Kenny in fifth. Smoky Tom, another great race as always from Smoky Tom to take sixth position. Slowpoke will be in seventh, be pleased with that. Unforgiving in eighth, having made that extra stop. It did cost him a few places. So Seabroad's going to bring it home in ninth. Declan's in 10th. And we've got C Brown in 11th. Let's just go back up and see. Well, I just wanted to see Neil cross the line. So excellent race from Neil. As I say, led from the start, didn't do anything wrong, managed his tyres and fuel well. So great win for Neil. Well deserved. Wadru brings it home in second. And Wayne G, quite a gap back to third. As you can see, everybody else finishing now. So Viking Daddy 14, Big Mac 13, Graham 12. Let's just go back up. So Wayne in third is actually the last to finish. Well done, Wayne. So that was round 7. I hope you can join me next time for the very final round. It is revisiting Interlagos, which will be round 8. I hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I shall catch you all very soon.